Hello, welcome guys. My name is Devil Heroes, and I'm going to be going over my July chest rush tier list. We're going to start off by going over some of the very strong units in the game. First of all, you have Guru, the Jelly. He is just the strongest unit in the game. You're literally always going to buy Guru when you see him on your board. I'll go over another video where I specifically go over how to use Guru, because there's quite a few special things, but he's the best character in the game basically. Um, you've got two Warlocks right here. You've got Misfortune and Doom. If you can get them together, they work in almost any comp. You get the Misfortune is just a great unit because she's undead and her ult is amazing. And she's a Warlock too, so all three of those are just great. She's also ranged, so you don't need to get her to level 2. She'll be able to build up her ultimate just by auto-attacking. Doom has the best ultimate in the game. If you can get him to level 2, that's amazing. Level 3 is almost impossible though. We have the General of War. He's a really good unit. I actually have him crossed out at 3. Because he's actually a better unit to have two of. Two-star General of Wars is actually better than 1 3-star. There's obviously if you don't have space for 2 General of Wars, obviously going to the 3-star is not bad, of course. We have Sword Dancer, basically the best standalone unit. Even better than either of these Warlocks. She can do anything. It's a little hard to run her with 1-star because she doesn't really have the HP and the damage to gain her mana. But once you get her to 2 stars, she's just so juicy. There's actually 3 druids here, which just kind of goes to show how strong druids are in general. You're gonna be Night Owl can be used at level 1. That's fine. But really you want to get him up at least to level 2. You don't really need to, if you get him to level 3, that's great, but the real reason he's so good in this game is because he's able to, the minion that he summons is able to stun targets, so it doesn't really matter if you level up. Witch Doctor is on this list, just because he's really easy to get to level 4. Level to 3 stars. You technically only need 4 Witch Doctors or 4 Evergreens to get level 3. There's also a couple other tricks with Witch Doctor I'll go over in another video. Evergreen, decent champion level 2, level 3, really great. He's on this list just for the same reason as Witch Doctor, and it's because it's super easy to get level 3s with them. And they can fit in almost any team comp with 3 stars. So these are basically the units that you can buy. If you're worried about you don't know what you're doing, you can go with these 7 units. They're gonna be really good. Guru is just just a great unit in general. So we're gonna start off with the 6 rider comp. You have so the pros and cons of it is if you do finish the rider comp and you get everything to 2 stars, basically you don't even need everything at 2 stars. But if you get the full rider comp with hopefully the Warlock buff as well, you basically can't be beat. You are kind of running a pretty specific comp, so the only real downfall of this is that you can't build some of those strong units as much because you don't have space on your bench. When you're running rider comp, my go-to is the first version of it is with Warlocks. You can run the Voodoo Elder and the Marsh Lord a little early, and then you'll get the 2 Warlocks going. Your Knights will heal a little bit. Eventually, you really want to get Misfortune. That's the key, because Misfortune's going to work well with Calamity and get you the undead bonus. Undead bonus is like very strong just in general. Minus 5, minus 20 armor or whatever it gives is quite a bit. Eventually, you'll replace these two cheaper warlocks with Void Doom because he's just a great unit, as we mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, though, because you're running Scourge in this 6 rider comp, you can't buy the Nether Prince to complete your warlock buff. So just be aware of that because like you'll be like severely lacking on damage if you do that. The other version of 6 rider that works pretty well is Hunter. The reason Hunter works really well is because early game you can run Hunter with just a few riders until you get the 6 rider bonus, and that will make it a lot easier for you to survive longer and get all the gold you need to run the rider comp. We don't actually have it listed here, but one of the other cons to the 6 rider comp is like, unless you like get really good rolls early, chances are you're gonna be taking quite a bit of damage until you get your 6 riders around like level 7 or 8. So it's basically the best comp in the game. There's almost no reason you won't run it, you know. We have our 6 elves. 6 elves is it's pretty common, like low elo strat. The thing is, like, it doesn't win against riders or sorcerers, and you can just get unlucky late game because if you just don't dodge things, you know, there's a chance that your units just die really quickly. It's a little RNG based. You do have Sword Dancer, Everbloom, and Evergreen in this build usually, right? Which were all like units that I said are just great units. So that's another reason. That's honestly the real reason I believe that Elves is good, not because of the actual dodging. It's just they get this nice synergy, but they're also great units, right? So you have two real options when you're running Elves. You can go for the Punisher Assassin synergy. So that means you'll start with the Nightingale level 1, like probably. You need to look for a Devourer, of course. And then Lilith and another demon is going to have you, but then you also have to have Sword Dancer and Stinger at the same time, right? So you have 2 assassins here. You get Lilith. You get the Punisher demon buff going on. And then you've got the tanky elves in the front. The demons are fairly tanky as well, but they start just bringing the damage, and then Sword Dancer is just a monster. It's a pretty good comp. It's a little tricky to run though because we'll go over it with the just full Demon Punisher comp. You have a little bit of trouble. Like you have to find Devour and Nightingale to run this comp. So a lot of the other comps you can kind of slowly roll into them because you have like 6 options usually, whereas Demon Punisher you only have 2 options to be able to run it. The other comp you can run with Elves is the Mage synergy. So the main way that you'll do this is by picking like 2 to 3 extra mages, because I'm assuming that you will have Moonlight Dragon in your Elf comp if you're going towards Sorcerers. So here's how this works. You have 6 elves, right? If you get 2 mages, you'll have the sorcerer buff. But the thing is, if you're able to get the 3 human mages, if you can get Frost Lotus, Flamecaller, and Lightbringer, you're able to buy General of War as like an additional tank in the front, and then you're gonna be running 4 humans. So it's pretty strong, but getting these 3 humans mages working like efficiently is not very likely. So like another thing you'll just kind of look to run, you'll just get 2 sorcerers and maybe a venom, and then maybe another strong unit, right? Or like a 7th elf. But the 3 sorcerers is like fairly easy to run. And then the other thing about running 3 sorcerers is that like almost all these elves except Stinger and Unicorn Cavalier have like really strong ultimates, and Everbloom, I guess. They have really strong like magic ultimates. Moonlight Dragon, Forest Breath, Evergreen. You know, like they're doing a lot of magic damage, so the sorcerers like really help them. The next comp we have is going to be the Punisher / Demon Warlock. The pros of it is if you finish this build, you can compete with the riders, the full rider, because you can actually make it so that I'm talking a 1v1. You're able to set up your Nightingale, this champion right here, to actually attack their Dragoon, and then if they don't have a Dragoon attacking, then the rider comp fails. And then you still have a whole lot of extra damage from the demons. And then so this is also a really good build because you run the Nether Prince usually, and then you only need to get one more extra Warlock. You know, hopefully it's gonna be Misfortune or Doom, but once you get these Warlocks going, that's only that's like, it's very few units, right? You're only gonna be, so it's possible to run just the two demons like Nether Prince and Scourge, and then these, and then you can run 2 Warlocks. So that's only like 6 units, right? But usually it'll be about 7 because you want to run as many, you know, of the demons as you possibly can. But the thing about that is it leaves you quite a few extra units that you can just find on your board, right? You don't have to, you're not forced into a certain build, so you know, being able to have 3 random or just very strong units from the unique or strong tier list is like really helpful. It's called Demon Warlock, but you shouldn't go 4 Warlocks, because if you're going 4 Warlocks, it means you're using one of these Warlocks on the top, and they're just not really worth it. You can probably get some better synergy. Are there some edge cases where you have a 3-star Voodoo Elder or a 3-star Marsh Lord and it works? Of course, yeah, but in general, you're really not going to do that. The demons do a lot of magic damage, and obviously the Warlocks do as well. So if you have 7 of the demons, looking for 3 sorcerers is also like a very legitimate strategy and will work pretty well. So those are the top 3 comps. Those are the ones I suggest running. Just quick refresher, that's the 6 rider. I think it's just about the best. The elf comp is good. I would honestly rank the elf comp around like number 3 though, and then we have the Punisher Demon Warlock is like the second best comp. The thing is, it's a little harder to run because you have to get the Devour and the Nightingale. I have to mention this one. I don't like this. I don't like this comp. I don't think you should run it. But the thing is that it's very powerful. It will usually beat It'll usually beat riders. I didn't put that in the part about riders because like if someone's actually running Cyborg Engineer, like they just got lucky. So let's go over, like I said, the pros are the late game is really strong. The early game is also very strong. The problem is the mid game is just terrible. You have to get to level 8 as soon as possible, so it's like hard to save gold at the same time because you can't get your legendary mech, you can't get your legendary engineers without having level 8, right? So you know, from level 5 to level 8, you're basically useless and you're not getting any extra synergy. Because of this, you need to look for like additional synergies while your kind of mechs are your cyborgs are standing there. My 2 suggestions are, you know, the Bionic Ninja and the Stalker Drone are actually good units. Like all the other units, the Ground Smasher, Steelfish, and I mean Supersonic's alright, but these 3 units just aren't very good. So if you're able to build an assassin comp to like keep you in the mid game, that's pretty good. You can go a little hunters with the stalker drone. Stalker drone's actually really good with hunters. And then the other thing is you can just, obviously build those strong units from the unique tier list, and that'll help you get your way into the late game. Once again, I'm just gonna mention that I don't think this comp is very good. It just has the potential to be amazing, but I think it's a little too RNG based. So that's gonna sum up my tier list for July. I'll eventually post some of these screenshots, but for now you guys have this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I stream on Twitch daily during the day, sometimes at night. I have a YouTube that you're obviously watching right now. Like and subscribe and stuff. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments and on Reddit. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.